Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rapid Chess here, and today I will show you the game between Wesley So and Daniel Dubov. So today is first day of Crypto Cup, which is one of the Meltwater tournaments. So far, it looks like I can't even imagine that someone can improve this lineup. Extremely strong tournament, and except for one qualifier from Argentina who has half point, the rest is just ridiculous. 14-15 is Mamedjarov Grishuk, and when Mamedjarov and Grishuk are on 14 and 15 after 5 rounds, then it's one of the strongest tournaments like possibly could be held. So Giri is on first place with 4 points, and Nakamura and Vashelograf and Wesley So on 3.5. So Anish is doing fine. He continued his good streak, so let's see what will happen next. As you see that there will be extremely tough tournament for the first 8 positions. Also, Dinleran is playing very well, I think. He only lost to Giri, and he didn't do very well in this tournament so far. All right, Magnus is on 10th. He lost to Vashelograf. I don't know. He again tried some. He just. I think he. Against Vashelograf, he just wants intrigue. If he plays the main line, I think he will win definitely. But this time he just gave some odds to MVL so that they can have a normal game, and lost. And also there was game between Magnus and Mamedjarov, where Magnus had a winning position. Then at some point he allowed a lot of counterplay, but Mamedjarov in the time trouble against just wasted his chance to beat Magnus. All right, so let's see the game. Opponents definitely not. Let's say okay. Wesley So. I'm recently I started to appreciate his game a little bit more, because before that I thought he was very dull player, but now I'd say that he shows really not just spectacular, but his game is really strong, and he manages to find some opening ideas, also very interesting. So let's see the game. And Dubov plays d4. I think it's his main move right now. Knight f6. E6, knight f3, and d5. So Wesley So is going for the most solid line, and g3. I think Dubov is the one who plays a lot of Catalans, like Kramnik used to play, and looks for goes for this small advantage. I don't really big fan of Catalan right now, but definitely it's a good opening if you want to study positional chess. Bishop e7, castles, and 6 queen to c2. So in this position white can also play castles and play this line where black takes, but Dubov doesn't want to allow this. And I like this c5, a very concrete decision to start the fight in the center. Takes, and d4. Again, I didn't see somehow this idea with just sacrificing this pawn and receiving this d4 for advancing of the pawn, and then reinforcing obviously with knight on c6 and e5. There are a lot of similar positions in Reti openings, but in Catalan and on move 7 it looks very fresh idea. b4. I don't know whether like b4 is the main line, but I'm not sure that I like more like plan to play just castles and like b3. This trying to hold the pawn, but I don't like, because white wastes a lot of tempi and black immediately counterattacks. So a5 and b5. So Dubov is of course excellent opening specialist, but I think that's why I'm showing this game that on move 9 Wesley already is better. Yeah, he takes with the bishop, and you don't want this structure. It reminds a little bit of Queen's Gambit Accepted for like reversed color, but when these pawns protect, not protect, but kind of blocked totally by pieces, and black has this square which is used by all its pieces. I think black's position is much more perspective. So I don't know why Dubov went for this line, but I think just Wesley was ready for a big fight against Dubov. So knight to d2, knight d7. Also he has b6 available for his knight. Also very nice to place your piece to b6. And also he wants to move his pawn up. And notice that white hasn't castled yet. Knight b3, e5. So let's check this line if white takes. Rook e8, and probably knight to d3, bishop g4. Yeah, white is pawn up, but they haven't castled, and black has lots of pressure on white's position. So the best move for white is f3, which you don't want to play. So again, it's temporal. Dubov didn't take, he played castles, which is really understandable. And rook e8, simply defending the e5 pawn. Takes. And again, there is this game of Petrosian. Again, I think just some amateur player, where he gave up both his bishops. Also on there was just the same position, but I think pawns were on b4 and c5, and he had this c4 square. He gave up the bishop immediately for the knight and placed his knight on c4 square. So positionally, you can see that only black is already better. So this is the engine move, bishop a3, c3, bishop d7, like nothing is happening, and rook b8, removing the rook from this pin of pawn. So black actually can at some point play b6, and Dubov decided to play b6 himself. To fix this pawn on b7, and so that this bishop can attack it. Queen c8, creating battery, and against Catalan you want to exchange these light square bishops so that just you don't have to defend against all these threats on this long diagonal. Dubov decided that he cannot play against this knight on c5 and went for these exchanges. But now black is clearly better. Yeah, this pawn is weak, so he just will. He has lots of plans here. He can attack the pawn, which is the easiest, and also he can play, I think, on the king side at some point because he has this very nice 6th line to transfer his pieces. Make a rover, yeah. g6, and in this position Dubov blundered. Yeah, he played bishop to d5 and allowed the spin. He just lost the exchange, but the engine suggested rook b2. So and for instance, this. Yeah, but the problem for white is that black's game is much more dangerous. Yeah, they will just bring pieces to open files and start pushing these pawns, and white has to defend these very weak pawns. All right, so so he blundered. Rook to d8, e4. Engine doesn't like this move. There is a Botvinnik's idea that defended the bishop in the center worse the rook. Yeah, so that was I think Dubov's idea, just to keep at all cost this bishop here, which attacks this b7 pawn and creates some kind of counterplay. Rook d6, attacking b6, and rook b5. It looks like queen has to move back, and after, let's say, e4, white stabilized in the center. But in this position, I think Wesley played an excellent move, which I didn't understand at first when I saw it, but he played the engine move. It's rook takes d5. So this, and it's very rare when I normally take queen against two rooks, but in this position it's totally hopeless for queen, because this pawn on e5 solidifies this position, and white never can give a check because king will move to g7 and this square is protected, and black just puts, I think, rook to d8 somehow and just pushes this pawn, and white just can block it only with queen, and then rook takes and just supports advance of pawn, and white nothing can do. So in this position Dubov resigned. Alright, thank you very much, and see you next time.